Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving into the brand new Adobe Photoshop and Premiere Elements 2026. And let me tell you, this is not just some small yearly update. Nope, this is a massive leap forward. And it's all because it's been completely supercharged with some seriously powerful artificial intelligence.
You know that feeling, right? You're staring at a photo and you think, man, this would be perfect if I could just pop something new in right here. Or, if only I could get rid of that person in the background. It's a classic creative roadblock we've all hit. Well, get ready, because with Elements 2026, that roadblock is basically getting bulldozed. The huge theme this year is having AI as your creative co-pilot. It's part of this massive trend where you can just type what you want and the AI makes it happen visually. It's making ridiculously powerful editing accessible to absolutely everyone. Okay, so let's kick things off with the photo side of things. We're going to look at some of the new features in Photoshop Elements 2026 that are, and I'm not exaggerating, total game changers. So get this. This image actually comes from a real user. Someone on the Adobe forums was testing out the new generative AI and, just for fun, prompted it to add an elephant on roller skates to a photo of the Oregon coast. And, well, you see the result. It actually worked. This is just a perfect, hilarious example of how wild and incredibly creative you can get with these new tools.
So how does this magic trick actually work? Well, it's shockingly simple. There's a new feature called Insert Object. You literally just brush over an area in your photo, type in what you want, like elephant on roller skates, and boom, the AI generates it right there in the scene. It's that easy.
Okay, just a quick practical note here. Because these AI features use a ton of computer power on Adobe's end, you get 25 generative credits each month to use them. It's just something to keep in mind. It kind of encourages you to use this awesome power for your most important or ambitious ideas.
But the AI isn't just about adding crazy stuff. It's also an absolute master of cleaning things up. The new Restore Photo tool can take your old, damaged family pictures and fix them up automatically with barely any effort. And the Remove tool is way smarter now. It can spot and just erase unwanted people or other junk from the background, a lot of the time with just one single click. All right, so beyond all that flashy AI stuff, Elements 2026 is also just jam-packed with smart little updates that make the whole process of editing feel way smoother and more intuitive. A lot of this update is about fixing those little things that drive us crazy. For starters, there's finally a spell checker for your text, hallelujah. You can also now see live previews of layer blend modes just by hovering your mouse over them, which is a massive time saver. Plus, you can pull photos from your phone just by scanning a QR code, and you get access to a ton of Adobe Express templates. And this is a really clever update to the interface. It's a new contextual taskbar. It's basically a little floating menu that changes on the fly depending on what you're doing. If you select the text tool, it shows you text options. If you're selecting something, it gives you selection tools. The whole point is to put what you need right at your fingertips so you spend less time hunting and more time creating. All right, let's switch gears. We've talked still images, now let's get into moving pictures and see what's new on the video side of things with Premiere Elements 2026. Over on the video side, the big headliner is the new support for 360-degree and VR video. So you can finally edit that immersive footage from the newer cameras, and you can even apply titles and effects that wrap around the scene realistically. And to make your videos sound as good as they look, you now have direct access to a library of free Adobe stock music and sound effects right inside the app. They've also added more animated titles for pro-looking intros and made the shake stabilization even faster. It's all about helping you make your home videos look and feel way more polished and cinematic. So, with all these new features, we get to the big question, right? Should you upgrade? Is Elements 2026 actually the right tool for you and what you want to create? To help answer that, it's really useful to see where Elements fits into the bigger picture. When you put it up against a competitor like Affinity Photo, the difference becomes pretty clear. All the analysis shows that Photoshop Elements is just perfect for beginners and hobbyists who are focused on fun, creative projects and playing with all that new AI magic. Affinity Photo, on the other hand, is really geared more towards pros and intermediate users who need that technical precision and deep, raw editing power. But hey, don't just take my word for it. Let's look at the final verdict from the experts over at Digital Scrapper. They were pretty blown away. They said the spell checker alone is worth the price of the upgrade. But when you add in everything else, they say you've got a lot of superpower at your fingertips. So what was their final recommendation? A very loud and clear heck yes. And that really brings us full circle, doesn't it? The tools are more powerful, they're smarter, and they're easier to use than they've ever been. The only real limit now is your own imagination. So that leaves us with just one final thought. With an AI copilot ready and waiting, what's the very first creative idea you would bring to life?